everybody! Today I'll be teaching you how to make this really cute rustic looking pumpkin knit DIY. We'll start off with this yarn right here. It's the Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick. It's a super bulky yarn and it recommends a US 13 knitting needle, but I like using it a little smaller, the needle size, so that when I stuff my pumpkin, the filling doesn't show. So what we're gonna do is grab that end. Usually I like to pull from the middle. And starting with a long tail cast on, I'm gonna cast on 40 stitches. So if you don't know what a cast on, long tail cast on is for knitting, I'll upload a video on that shortly. So let's do the 42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not too tight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so also you'll be using circular needles like so, because we'll be creating this in the round. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and let's just double check that we have 40 stitches. Cast it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so once you've confirmed you've got 40 on your needles, do one extra, and I will explain why. You always put that one extra stitch at the end because it creates a seamless round. Sometimes when you just do the recommended stitch count on your pattern and you create something in the round, it'll make a little tiny notch at the end and it bothers the heck out of me. So I usually like putting one extra stitch, and we'll lose that in a second. I'll show you how. So there's your tail and your working yarn on the right side of your needle, and the start of your cast on is on your left. So basically you're moving your stitches from your left needle to your right needle. So we'll bring our stitches to the edge so we can work them. And to lose that one extra stitch in the end and to kind of seamlessly just blend it in, what we do is we pull the first stitch off and we use that one extra stitch, we pass it over like so and drop it. And that's your first stitch, and it actually just comes back down to the 40 stitches again. You kind of just drop it, so don't worry about it anymore. It'll just blend in perfectly into your edge. Now we that was a knit, so now we're going to knit again. This is a really simple pattern. We're just going to knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. And we're gonna do this for 17 rounds. Knit 2, purl 2. When we get to the 18th round, we'll be decreasing by doing some K2 together and P2 togethers for about 3 rounds. So I did the knits and the purls. You can see when it's a knit and when it's a purl. So just continue this until we get to the decrease. We'll decrease together. We'll create an icord stem and we'll put our pumpkin together. It'll be so much fun. You'll have a little patch. You can give it out to all your friends and teachers. You could put it on your dining table, put it on your front porch, whatever you like to do with it. It'll be really cute. Okay, so I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so we've done our 17 rounds and we're going to start our decrease rounds, but before we do, let's just confirm that we have it. We're going to count the V's from the knit stitches. So that'll tell us how many rounds we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so we've done 17 and we're going to decrease for 3 rounds. We're going to knit two stitches together, and then we're going to purl 2 together, knit 2. It's a little tricky. It's not going to easily go in anymore because it's a little tight. And purl 2 together. And then we're going to keep doing this for 3 rounds. And then I'll meet you at the end of those 3 rounds. Okay, so very last decrease round, we're going to knit 2 together. There should be 10 stitches on your needles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, this is really tight. You can move on to switching these to DPNs, double pointed needles, or you can move it around like so. The tail here always tells you what round you're in. If you don't use the tail to guide you, you can always use a stitch marker. Forgot to mention that before. Anyway, so knit 2 together. Again, this is really tight. It's like putting on jeans after not putting on jeans for so long, right? You know what I mean? Okay. We're just gonna maneuver it around like so. And when we started out with 40 stitches all the way towards the decreased rounds, then 20, then 10, and your last round here, if you continue to just knit 2 to the end of this round, knit 2 together, sorry, to the end of this round, you should have 5 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna do this last knit 2 together. Like so, and you should have now 5 on your needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're gonna cut the tail about stitches. Get a little sewing needle. And we're gonna shut the bottom of this pumpkin now by threading this needle through and removing it off the needle, off your circular needles. 4, 5. Okay. Just weave that in a little bit. And weave it through the middle like so. And there's the bottom of your pumpkin. I like to go turn it inside out, make a little knot just to secure it. Okay. And there's the bottom of your pumpkin. We're gonna stuff it with some fiber fill. It's the Roots and Threads plastic fiber fill. I hope you can see that. It's great. It's washable, hypoallergenic, and it's made out of polyester. Grab some of that. Stuff our pumpkin nice and tight. Fill it all the way. Don't want a soft pumpkin. I mean, we want a soft pumpkin, but we don't want it. We want it nice and taut. So it keeps its shape. Spread it out a little bit. Just feel it out. See if you like that amount. I'm gonna just put a little more in. Just like that. And then we're gonna put it to the side. And we're gonna make a little icord stem. Here we have the Lion brand 2 of Wands Hue and Me in the color Spicy. It's a 5-weight yarn, bulky, and it recommends a 10.5 knitting needle, but I'm gonna use 10. So again, I like to make it a little tighter. So to make an I-cord, you can also see my other video, but basically we're going to cast on 3. And with the circular needles, you're gonna just move the stitches from the right to the left and then slide it down, and right to the left. And you constantly do this to make this circular, like tube-like thing. Sorry, so you're gonna move it over. Did I get that? Okay. And we're going to knit. And we're going to move it over again, slide it down. And we constantly do this little pattern to the end until it's about 2 inches long. So I'll meet you at the end. So here's our I-cord stem. We're gonna bind it off. Like so. Like a traditional bind off, you just yarn over the previous one. Binding off. Whoops, that slipped out. like so. So what I like to do is sew the one end into the stuffing. Is that weird? I know. I just like to secure it a little bit that way. And then to one end. And then back through the stem to the other end of the pumpkin. That just slipped out, didn't it? Sorry about that. Nice and tight. Knot it right there. Now there's a lot of different kinds of pumpkins, patterns. This is just super simple. Weave that last one in, stuff it in like that. We're gonna take that tail that we had from the beginning. Actually, let's do the stem. Let's finish the stem off. So sew it back into the icord, right? In through the center. Straighten out that stem. Stuff those little ends in. And using that tail from the very beginning of your pumpkin, from your long tail cast on, I'm going to use that to weave into the edge of your pumpkin like so. I like getting the outer part of the pumpkin. The outer stitches, not the inner ones, so it's nice and neat when you cinch everything. Don't worry about the stuffing, it won't show once we cinch everything together. Now, of course, my icord stem looks really teeny tiny compared to this pumpkin. You're more than welcome to make it a little longer. And I stuffed this to the brim, but again, like I said, I mean, you're more than welcome to make it not so full. It's up to you, whatever you like. We're pretty laid back here. Nothing serious going on, just knitting here, knitting some pumpkins. Just finish this up like so. When you're done with the cinching, when you get to the very beginning, see how all that kind of just hides in there like that. Just one more time, not all the way around, just for security. I like to go through the stem like so. Just so everything's really neat and tidy and no stuffing is showing. I'll do it again. And one more time, just because I don't like a little bit of stuffing showing right there. Right through the stem. Nice and tight. Make a knot like this. And hide it in through your pumpkin. Do it again one more time. get it through that stuffing. I know it could be a little difficult. And then we cut off one end, and we admire our work. You could put a little jute string around it like so. See how these guys all have something there. I've seen people put wires, leaves, cinnamon sticks to make it nice and smell nice for the season. But there you go. There's your knit pumpkin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would just don't mind liking and subscribing, that would be amazing. Happy knitting. Bye, guys.